We often look for heroes in grand narratives, the ones who conquer dragons or lead armies or achieve impossible feats on a global stage. But what if the most powerful heroism isn't found in extraordinary circumstances, but in the quiet, relentless courage of everyday life? What if the greatest transformations happen not to the already gifted, but to the seemingly ordinary, the overlooked, the ones who start with absolutely nothing? For Michael, that was his reality. He wasn't born with any special talents, no silver spoon, no clear path to success. He was just Michael, overlooked, struggling, and convinced he was destined for a life of quiet mediocrity. Michael faced a mountain of challenges: poverty, lack of opportunity, and perhaps most devastatingly, a deep-seated belief that he simply wasn't capable of achieving anything significant. He saw others succeed, watched their dreams unfold, while his own life felt stuck in a perpetual rut. He felt invisible, a background character in a world full of stars. He tried, sometimes, but failure seemed to follow him like a shadow, reinforcing his belief that he was a zero, destined to remain insignificant. His hope, once a faint flicker, was slowly, painfully extinguishing itself. But what if, in the depths of that self-doubt, a single spark can ignite? What if, through an unexpected encounter, a radical shift in perspective, and an unyielding commitment to self-improvement, an ordinary person can achieve the extraordinary? This is the powerful, deeply personal story of Michael. It's a testament to the quiet struggles that many face, the profound impact of genuine human belief, and the astonishing journey of how one soul, starting from absolute zero, transformed himself into an everyday hero, an inspiration to us all. Prepare to be profoundly moved, because this is a heartfelt chronicle about the incredible power of unlocking your own unseen potential. Michael grew up in a challenging environment, a neighborhood where opportunities were scarce and hope often felt like a luxury. His parents worked tirelessly, juggling multiple low-wage jobs, but poverty was a constant suffocating presence. New clothes, school trips, or even extracurricular activities were distant dreams. Michael was a quiet child, observant and deeply sensitive, often retreating into books as an escape from the harsh realities around him. He wasn't academically brilliant, nor was he athletically gifted. He was just an average kid, trying to navigate a world that offered very little. He attended a struggling public school, where overcrowded classrooms and overworked teachers meant individual potential often went unnoticed. Michael felt invisible, just another face in the crowd. He watched other kids from more privileged backgrounds excel effortlessly, their paths seemingly clear. For him, the future felt like a hazy, uncertain void. He saw no clear way out, no ladder to climb. The idea of success felt like something reserved for others, for people with connections, with innate talent, with resources he simply didn't possess. After high school, Michael drifted from one dead-end job to another: a fast food worker, a stock clerk, a delivery driver. Each job offered meager pay, long hours, and no sense of purpose. He felt trapped in a cycle, a hamster wheel of survival. His friends, many facing similar circumstances, often resorted to escapism, late nights, bad habits. Michael avoided those paths, but he felt the pull of hopelessness, the crushing weight of knowing he wasn't living up to any potential, even if he wasn't sure what that potential even was. He lived in a small, dilapidated apartment, barely able to cover his rent. His diet consisted mainly of cheap, unhealthy food. His days were a monotonous blur of work, sleep, and the quiet despair of unfulfilled dreams. He often looked at himself in the mirror and saw a zero, someone who had nothing, achieved nothing, and seemed destined to remain nothing. This self-perception, born from years of systemic disadvantage and personal setbacks, became his greatest barrier. He believed he was simply not cut out for anything more. He was resigned to his fate, convinced that some people were just meant to be background characters in life, and he was one of them. The fire in his belly, if it had ever existed, had long since flickered out. Michael's life of quiet resignation continued until a chance encounter at his latest job, a night shift cleaner at a sprawling, sterile office building. He moved through the empty hallways, pushing his cart, cleaning up the remnants of bustling corporate days, feeling utterly detached from the lives he was silently tidying up. One evening, as he was emptying a trash can in a corner office, he noticed something. A single crumpled piece of paper had fallen out. It wasn't just any paper. It was a rough sketch, a design for a new, innovative app. It was clearly the brainchild of someone highly creative, highly ambitious. Michael, with his quiet observation skills, recognized the name scribbled at the bottom. Mr. Harrison, the CEO of the tech company whose offices he was cleaning. Michael carefully smoothed out the paper. It was a brilliant idea, something truly groundbreaking. He felt a rare spark of admiration, almost envy. Imagine being able to create something like this, he thought. He tossed it back into the trash, assuming it was a discarded idea, but something nagged at him. Later that night, as he went through his routine, he saw Mr. Harrison, still working late, hunched over his desk, looking stressed. Michael briefly considered telling him about the paper, but his ingrained timidity held him back. He was just the cleaner. What right did he have to interrupt the CEO? The next night, the paper was still in the trash. Michael hesitated. He knew Mr. Harrison was often swamped, prone to losing things. On a sudden impulse, without thinking about it, Michael pulled the crumpled sketch out of the bin. He didn't know why. Perhaps it was the faint, lingering respect he had for the idea. He smoothed it out, folded it neatly, and placed it on Mr. Harrison's pristine desk, right under his laptop, where it couldn't be missed. He didn't leave a note. He didn't want any acknowledgement. He just did it, a silent, almost unconscious act of respect. He thought nothing more of it. He was just doing his job. He finished his shift and left, forgetting the incident almost immediately. But the next morning, when Mr. Harrison arrived at his office, he immediately noticed the recreased sketch. He frowned. He remembered tossing it, frustrated with a minor design flaw. How had it reappeared? He asked his assistant. No one. He asked the other cleaning staff. No one knew. He looked at the security footage. He saw Michael, the quiet night cleaner, retrieve the paper, smooth it, and place it gently on his desk. No fanfare, no attempt at recognition. Just a quiet, unseen act. Mr. Harrison, a man known for his sharp business acumen, was deeply struck. In a world full of self-promotion, here was a person, a zero in the corporate hierarchy, performing an act of pure, unadulterated thoughtfulness. He saw not just a cleaner, but a keen observer, someone with an unexpected eye for detail, and a remarkable sense of integrity. He decided, then and there, that he needed to know more about this quiet, unassuming man. He saw potential where no one else had, perhaps not even Michael himself. The gears of fate had quietly begun to turn. A few days later, Michael was summoned to Mr. Harrison's office. Michael's heart pounded. He braced himself for a reprimand, for having touched something he shouldn't have. He stood nervously, clutching his cleaning supplies, feeling small and insignificant in the opulent office. Mr. Harrison, however, wasn't angry. His gaze was kind, curious. Michael, he began, I understand you found a sketch I discarded, and you placed it back on my desk. Why did you do that? Michael stammered, unsure how to explain. I just thought it was a good idea, sir. Too good to throw away. Mr. Harrison smiled, a genuine, warm smile. You think so? You have an eye for design? Michael, emboldened slightly, nodded. I like looking at designs, sir. I see things. Mr. Harrison leaned forward. Michael, I've seen your work. Not with a mop, but with your eyes. I've watched the security footage. You move carefully. You notice details. You have an uncommon integrity. I need someone like that on my team. Not as a cleaner, but in a new role. I'd like to offer you an internship in our design department. It's a low-paying start, but it's a chance to learn, to grow. What do you say? Michael was stunned. An internship in design with the CEO? He was a cleaner, a zero. This was impossible. He tried to speak, but no words came out. Mr. Harrison, sensing his disbelief, just smiled. I see potential in you, Michael. More than you see in yourself. Will you take a leap of faith? Michael, tears welling in his eyes, simply nodded. Yes, sir. Yes. Thus began Michael's extraordinary journey from zero to hero. The internship was daunting. He knew nothing about coding or sophisticated design software. He was surrounded by brilliant, confident young professionals. He felt out of place, intimidated. But Mr. Harrison became his mentor, his quiet champion. He saw Michael's struggles, but also his unwavering dedication. You're a sponge, Michael, he'd say. You absorb everything, and you have heart. That's worth more than any degree. Michael worked tirelessly. He stayed late, poring over textbooks, watching online tutorials, asking endless questions. He made mistakes, learned from them, and pushed through every frustration. He discovered a latent talent for design, an intuitive understanding of user experience that surprised even Mr. Harrison. His unique perspective, shaped by years of observation from the bottom, gave him an edge no one else had. He understood what real people needed, not just what corporate strategists thought they needed. His quiet dedication began to pay off. His designs were intuitive, user-friendly, and effective. He moved from internship to a full-time junior designer, then quickly rose through the ranks. He became an invaluable asset to the company, known for his relentless work ethic, his keen eye, and his humble, inspiring presence. He never forgot where he came from, never forgot the man who saw something in him when he saw nothing in himself. He remained grounded, always willing to learn, always eager to help. He used his newfound success to improve his life, but also to give back. He quietly funded scholarships for students from disadvantaged backgrounds, becoming an anonymous benefactor, just as Mr. Harrison had been for him. He volunteered at community centers, mentoring young people, sharing his story, telling them that it doesn't matter where you start. What matters is your will to learn, your courage to try, and your refusal to give up on yourself. He was no longer a zero. He was a rising star, a testament to the power of belief, both from others and, eventually, in oneself. Years later, Michael wasn't just a successful designer. He was a respected leader in the tech industry, a passionate advocate for mentorship, and a living legend within his company. He eventually launched his own tech startup, focused on creating accessible and user-friendly technology for underserved communities, a mission born directly from his own experiences. He never forgot the nights he spent cleaning, the feeling of invisibility. It fueled his empathy, his commitment to seeing the potential in everyone, no matter their background. His story, from zero to hero, became an inspiration to millions. He never sought fame for his personal journey, but his quiet triumphs, his unwavering dedication, and his profound belief in the power of a second chance resonated deeply. He showed the world that heroism isn't about capes or superpowers. It's about the relentless pursuit of self-improvement, the courage to step outside your comfort zone, and the humility to accept help when it's offered. Michael's journey is a powerful reminder that every single one of us holds an immense, often untapped, potential within. It proves that circumstances don't define you. Your choices do. It shows us that true greatness isn't about being born with everything, but about the relentless will to build something from nothing. When one person dares to believe in themselves, and another dares to believe in them, an extraordinary transformation can occur, turning the seemingly ordinary into the truly inspirational dot. So the next time you look at yourself, or at someone else, and see only zero, remember Michael. Remember his journey. Remember that your greatest potential might be hidden just beneath the surface, waiting for a spark of belief, a moment of courage to ignite the hero within. Because sometimes the most inspiring heroes are the ones who were once just like us, but simply refused to stay down. If Michael's incredible journey from zero to hero touched your heart, if it reignited a spark of belief in your own potential, or reminded you of the power of mentorship, please take a moment to like this video. Your likes help us share these powerful true stories of transformation and resilience with more people who need to hear them. And if you're moved by true tales of the human spirit, unexpected opportunities, and life's triumphant comebacks, be sure to subscribe to Heartfelt Chronicles. We bring you inspiring stories every week that remind us that ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss another journey with us. What's a challenge you faced where you felt like you were starting from zero? And what helped you become your own hero? Share your inspiring experiences and thoughts in the comments below. Let's celebrate the everyday heroes among us. Thank you for watching. And remember, your potential is limitless, no matter where you start. See you in the next video.